Time to do the thing. Time to help Alfino. Yesterday we did a small little start to Shadowbringers, where we got sucked away to an alternate dimension, the first of the 13 shards of our world. And here it is predominantly full of light. You wouldn't know right now since we're not in New Game Plus mode. Hold on, it's nighttime. But wait, now that we go back into New Game Plus mode, it may be nighttime, but it's sunny as fuck. There's no darkness here. No darkness anywhere, not for over 100 years. And Alfino, Alize, and all of our friends are off trying to save this world, because it turns out if we don't save this world, then the calamity will happen on the source, including me dying. They're like, well, that's bad. So they aren't going to stand for us dying. Now they've all separated. Alfino is dealing with the town of Yulmore, researching where these are the people who lord themselves over everyone else remaining in this world, considering themselves, the masters of everyone in the end of days. And, Crystarium's not about that. Most people aren't about that. Alfino's ready to take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come. From here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Calusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar? I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whatever calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble. This world is being assaulted by Sin Eaters that came out of the flood of light that occurred. Sin Eaters bad. Sin Eaters eat people. And hey look! A Sin Eater. Oh, thank you, Fates. Look out! My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Ah, there you are. In my haste I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. Not to be had here but cobwebs and memories. It is as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Till the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? A brief history, then. It was not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that Sin Eaters first appeared, some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seemed incapable of speech, and all are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Lucia suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of Sin Eaters' victims grows larger by the day, a tragedy without end. Still, we've won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Took a wrong turn, Alfino. Somewhere your instructions were unclear. Trying to follow the road, but I did the wrong road, so now I'm gonna fly like a dickhead from the future. Instructions unclear, dick stuck in ceiling fan.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Frame, don't go down. Frame drops.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please!
An excellent reuse of the Calcabrina theme.
Petitioners, one and all, Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy. Even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
But that's no but.
For you.
Ah, last!
Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
Over here.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Creepy Jester smiled at me. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Still here, I can't blame you for wanting to slice the Yulmoran's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, aye, but at least it's safe. The meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. BRB driving away in my fancy car. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable, to conceive any other way of life. You disapprove of Yulmore? Tis difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters. However unjust this system seems to me, if these people claim it to be content with their lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmar's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yulmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calusia's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken these long-delayed steps through Yulmore's gates. It is fortunate that you arrived when you did, Kiliana. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself in the city, and if all goes as to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There's a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as the Hagen. For the most part, they keep to themselves in the ocean grottos, and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. When I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmoran lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things, then, we must pay a visit to Moshimo, my supplier in right. Come, it's just to the northwest of here. What is this? A stranger danger was listening to us and has run away off camera. Let's go get this fruit. Hey, look, an A rank. Hobgobby. I don't think I could take... Well, I could probably take on an A rank, but it would take a very large amount of time. Like the 70 A ranks took me forever. So the 80 A ranks I would live, probably, but not worth it. Hello, Moshimoa. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshimoa. This is my associate, Kiliana. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Eh? I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair? No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it. Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If the charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. Blue-haired Mistle, or Mikote, as we know them. Hey, look. A blue-haired Mikote. You have located your quarry. Gasp. Kiliana, any sign of him? Yes, right there. I did it. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Alfino is too good of a boy.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
It's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
Good impression.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Rite then? Is that? I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
My trouble senses are tingling. Alfino, away! Gee, across the water. Why, hello there, weakened wretch. What's her name? That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I go get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How might I ever repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style provided contrary to their tastes, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Vauthry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamn ocean. From up there? How are you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. If you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't account for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment. Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Vauthry passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more I am determined to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all of my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Way into the city? Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore, insofar as I'm able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. My favorite paintbrush. Yulmore and Elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I'll gladly give it after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to the new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. I will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skills with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. And it's settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow, it's time to let your colors show. I can paint. Portraits, at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Oh ho ho! Flecks of paint both old and new. A tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us, and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-oner? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. She whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with her, or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. Having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Yulmore's sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me, the mail! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. Y'all eating butts. Little loaves of butts.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome, welcome to a city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificent. No? Not a single tear? Moving right along, then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on a happy face and head through the joyous halls. The Bureau of Immigration is to the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folks on the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls of Gatetown, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we better show ourselves willing for the time being. Welcome to Yulmore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I am Alfino, an artist, and this is Kinliana, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmar are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothri, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. Chai Nuz and Dula Chai, a mystical couple whom most refer to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All is in order. These are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, will officially be Yulmoran citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. What have we here? Halfino, artist. Kiliana, artist assistant. To be employed in the service of Lord Chai Nuz and Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it best we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Sniff. Oh dear. Sniff, sniff. You smell hideous! Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and muck of some unwashed beast. Proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves in this perfume, liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornien, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. You stinky. Stinky adventurers. Take a shower with my armor on. Let's go. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. And perfume. Smells so nice. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not... that is to say... it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky. Alize would have been drying her hair by now. Wouldn't she just? Very well, I shall endeavor to emulate her boldness then. Courage, Alfino. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons, then? For walking around Yulmore, I'm going to hide my sword and shield. I am supposed to be a painter's apprentice, after all. Oh, is that a cat I hear? It is a cat. Come snuggle. Hello, I definitely said your name wrong earlier. Oh, you fell. Hey, cat, come here. You just fell off the couch because you missed. Come here. Come on. Vader, come here. You missed because you were being dumb. Yeah, come here. You'll figure it out. You're a smart cookie. Come here. You'll figure it out. Jumped on my lap and he missed. Cornane. I don't know what your name is, dude. You're looking to present yourself to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Yulmore spend their days. If you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing up until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's Parlor. They'll be in there, like as not. There we go. Got a cat snuggling. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could technically teleport to the top of Yulmore, because I don't have access to the Aetheryte in-game. It might teleport me to a different instance. Because that's what happened with the House of the Fierce when the Aetheryte was broken. If you teleported to the House of the Fierce, it teleported you to like an instance area that was not, or the non-instance area, which was like completely incorrect. But I don't think this is a special version of Yulmore. I think they just don't give you access to the Aetheryte until a certain point. Because I'm pretty sure if I go up here, there will still be other players. Yeah, okay. It's not an instance Yulmore. It's just you're not allowed to use this Aetheryte Yulmore. Time to meet the cutest people! The game's first fat Makote, and I love her.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful! Welcome to Yulmore.
Alfino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture has begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for her priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to her heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
Now you have the opportunity to experience Yulmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city, top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls, mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our, new place of residence. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, 'tis lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big strong lad, long hair, tied back? He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief, and I've been waiting here all alone while he's off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on the message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Wicked White, that was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge. But luckily I caught it on something. Luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You must think highly of your mistress. She's my entire world. Without her, I am nothing. When I first came to Yulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more to this city with wealth and plenty. There's no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has ever been so kind to me, and I could think of no other place in Calusia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me and meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. She sent me looking for you, bro. What, lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful that you were able to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the efforts of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our differing standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Yulmore, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, and otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin is almost miraculous effect on the people's outlook. There are no rivals or rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. A tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the Beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Bee usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Welcome to the beehive, like my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I can tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. It's a simple game, matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor. Within reason, of course. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? Good for you. No time like the present, I say. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I'll flip 2 of mine. Now what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? You're going with high, then? Right, let's see what we've got. My card's up to 9, and you have a total of 14. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I can concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win and we'll talk about that favor. Another match of high or low? Come now, little honeybee. We all need our diversions. That's the spirit. Let me sort out the deck. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over and I'll flip 2 of mine. Two, 5, 7, just got 8, and I've got 5. This could go either way. I'll go with high. Going with high, then. Right, let's see what we've got. Fuck. My card's up to 17, and you have a total of 12. Oh dear, looks like this match goes to me. Now we play again. You're going with low, then. Right, let's see what we got. Mine added up to 13, and you have a total of 12. Well, well, would you look at that? I think you got an act for this newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours. As is the prize I mentioned. I mean, I lost once and won twice. That's not really a knack. Come, whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that's what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vothry was born with the power to command them, which means no Yulmora need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Is that the kind of thing you wish to know? Your itch still needs scratching. You might need to get a few words out of Artharn over there. There's not this merry sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Was that new to Yulmore, you say? Only just arrived, and already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I'll tell you what, you hop on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. You want this incredibly bulky aura and plate armor to dance? She'll fucking dance. Fucking dance, you can't stop her. Yeah. You wanted me to pole dance, but you never specified. That's the way I dance, like there's no tomorrow. Look at this man, he's doing a pole dance. Whew, now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Yulmoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmore, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Pah! A toast to Lord Vothry. The D-glamour. I don't have the Emperor's New Choker on me. Damn. I'll say this like rope choker thing is kind of weird. It's the new one. Hold on. The glamour plate have. Yeah, it's got the Emperor's New Earrings and the choker. That should. Yeah. There we go. Didn't change my sword, right? Good. Good, good. Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city. So soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Elfino is yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told. Or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. Good boy got a new outfit. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me! The last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You are truly a handsome boy. However am I to decide? I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly. The lad's an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not. That is to say, as long as you... Ugh, just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewelry next? China's is whipped. That is a whipped husband. Lady China has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is times you can continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us, and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. I'm gonna... Oh, it might not let me teleport from this A38. Okay, no. Yeah, I'm not allowed to use that one, probably. I never got that point. Oh, why am I so bad? I want it. I want it! Once upon a time, many people were jumping off a building trying to get that. Sob. Sob. Weeping warbler. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. If my patron thinks I'm of no use to him, then... I need you to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thororich. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of mail to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. You need medicines, tonics, potions. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No, no medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. Must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirps? Oh, your face! You didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who entered the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest? Gone. A town of nightmares it is. Not for the ship's rat. Oh, no, no, no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I my meal. Good day. Yeah, pretty sure that this poor girl has throat cancer. They don't outright come out and say it, but it sounds a lot to me like throat cancer. Did you get my medicine? So that's it. What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time? I'm sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You're too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothry and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise, where resides neither pain nor illness, will your song ring out clearly once again. Or mayhap you think I stepped too far. No, you would do that for me? Of course! Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ascension? Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothry that we learn this truth. It is through Lord Vothry's grace that the free people of Yulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment, until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothry truly is a great man, isn't he? Now if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. So you're gonna go die. That's what I'm hearing, is Vothry's gonna feed you to a Sin Eater, and you're happy with that. Shit's whacked, yo. It's good to see you back. You were taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. Look at this painting this man's doing. Alfredo's a fucking artist, dude. I began sketching an outline for the portrait, but... Nay, the chies appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So, Lord Vothry boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. As for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. So many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? Look at this painting. Look at this boy. Look at this boy's marvelous work. I take my eye off you for a moment, and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done, then? in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alfino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility, and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection! A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now, fetch a blank canvas and... Say, did that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. A malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vothry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The Crown Lift will take you up there. We'd better not dawdle, then. We're gonna now see the grossest man in Final Fantasy XIV history. Let's go. They knew exactly what they were doing when they designed this fucking character. He is ratchet. Joining the crowd up there. Has to be. I believe.
That's him. That's Vothry.
Blech.
He's attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vothry, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Newry is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society. To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do, but offer the sinner another way to show his contrition?
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
It is true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Oh, Vothri. Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it's probably for the best we leave this island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Calusia. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make the idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me, and now Lord Vothri wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I am certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No, that would just be me leaning in on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Ulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry, and you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alfino! Lord and Lady Chai. What in blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alfino. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted of me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vothri and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left with us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind as to procure for me. One moment. Ah, I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy, I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Hey, Grand. Enjoy the lurk. Hello, hello. Hopefully in your lurk you saw the ugliest man in 14 history. A large infant Lord Vothri. Let's just teleport, fuck it. God, Vothri. I forgot how fucking gross Vothri was. Just like, ugh. What? Yeah, big chunky infantile Lord Vothri. He's fucking gross as hell, and he's the villain, one of the villains of the X-Pack. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothri and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. And Alfino's path is pretty much done. We're back at the Crystarium, and we can go chase after the best girl. The best girl. Alize is best girl. Docile Gaze. Why can't I remember what teleport that is? Yep. Vothri is the leader of the town of fat, lazy people. He's got the brain of a child. Into the ocular. Ah, it is good to be back amongst friends. In such company I can finally turn my thoughts to the future. But ere we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step, I think it best you visit Alize. Her familiarity with Amarang will no doubt provide us invaluable insight, and besides, I know she is eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, Kinliana. No, I will. Best girl. Ready to depart for Amarang? Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. Yeah, Fuck. You called her away at the worst time and left me with crippling depression. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. In search of best girl. In search of best girl. Hell yeah. Enjoy the lurk. Enjoy the dinner. Enjoy the vidya. Hello, Cassard. Take me to best girl. You come looking for work? I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Almerang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set out for an outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. All set? Then off to the unforgiving sands we go.
From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Arang, once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Ugh, no matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky might be as bright as the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said it was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alize friend of yours is staying. That's a fair old distance, so I propose to make a stop in Mordsuk to break up the trek. Allow me to attend to some business, and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off, and I'd best to not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the River of Sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Great, I just saw. Yeah, that's that gif is for yeah, I'm surprised you can go up those stairs. They built him big, didn't they? That's Kaisir Shal, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabatharang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say it was once one of Norvern's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabatharang's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even the hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait till you see Mordsuk. Let's press on, shall we? You ever just ride your Christmas bear through the desert? Here we are, Mordsuk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Mordsuk. Not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others, too. Long been a refuge of folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you would never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gengen. I'll go ahead and let him know when we've arrived. An A rank just spawned somewhere in the area. I forgot about the new pop-ups that show up. You sense a presence of a powerful mark. The Mord. That's a kobold. This is a Mord?
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsuk.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsouk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time. Stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Everyone's favorite. Plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed regular, you'll never want any other treat. I'd call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with sticks, and roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Oh, that's an S rank. No, unfortunate. The presence of a powerful mark was apparently an S rank, not an A rank. That's already dead. Alas. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? They all sound fucking disgusting as hell. So, we're gonna go with... I could get the chat dialogue to go away. Apparently I can't. Oh well. Go with the mush loaf. When in doubt, go for the bread, because it is not alive. Ah, very wise. You won't wither on the sands with a gut full of cactus fruit filling. You have the gold. And done. One Verbert honor buys you 40 loaves of bread. I think I'll share the rest. Our visitor invites us to feast. Let us give thanks to her great generosity and small appetite. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Killed by a loaf of bread. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. I was watching from here, Kinliana. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You are always welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for, you just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. Alright. Able cactus from Thonton and iron ore from Tholtol. Momo. Alright. Ron. Nope. Oh, come on, where are the proper merchants? Here we go. Thonton has the table cactus. You came with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. Mole has the Nabath Orang Antiques. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind for the better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. Nabath Orang relics, was it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Alright, now we just need to find... Thol. Boon. Where are you, dickhead? Gone in a circle. Ron again. Fuck. I can't find him. Find the dickheads in the circle is getting the best of me. Nope, that's Mill. Here we go. Toll. Cassard sent you, did he? Right. Yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Kinda good at my job, dude. Kinda good at this. Aye, that's the lot, alright. Good work. And quick work, too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you wanted to sit in the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. Sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard, feels like an age since I last saw you. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It's been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alize told me so much about you. You're Kinliana, aren't you? I knew it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Kinliana's guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, looks like you'll be able to head straight over after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amareng, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Alize has been desperate to see you, Kinliana, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. I'll just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. Gonna go see best girl. Time to go see best girl. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have been learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Think you can handle any beasts that try and make a meal of us? Thought you might. Alize was always saying how much you... I mean, let's get going, shall we? What was Alize saying about me? What did Alize say about me, Tesslane? Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. Need hardly a match for you, it seems. I always thought Alize was strong, but in her mind, she was never... now it all makes sense. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear any other coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here, so you can fight without any distractions. Alize never thinks she's good enough because she's trying to compare herself to me! God! Oh, thank goodness you're back. I can hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Oh, that's an A rank. Hello, big old A rank. How you doing? This is it! Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. Seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alize arrived. Not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know. I don't think I've met anyone besides Alize who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it's best to have Alize give you the full explanation. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go out and surprise her? Usually takes a look at things from the watchtowers first, so you might be able to catch her there. Not far. Head out the south side, and soon you'll see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Best girl, best girl. Reunite with best girl. Alize's nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and they look to be about her size. All footprints lead off to the northwest. Continue on to the northwest. Footprints curve around to the west. There are more tracks here, but they ended a mess of disturbed sand.
Get back here!
Tally ho!
Is that... It can't be.
Impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Look how cute she is.
How are you?
Oh, I'm a mess.
We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning, and even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger sin eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eater's victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
Just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And add insult to injury, the affected are feared, shunned, cast out of society and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Testline and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, and you will clear the west. That way we can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we'll rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. How did you fare? I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser Sin Eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. When they appear in numbers that they pose a threat, much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful Sin Eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play, and you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Testline, shall we? Lizzie tells me you helped out on her patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always, if Kinliana were here, she would... That's an exaggeration. I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another's perspective, and I respect Kinliana's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. Ah! I'm only teasing, but I have no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. Ugh, there are 101 things I need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me out, sort out the larder, Alize. While I do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. The names are Pawnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Thank you. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Alric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin is hardened and is something akin to plaster. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion, then. I was going to take Kiliana to Mordsuk, if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Kiliana. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. The police are driving by. They're coming to get me. Cat, you can come snuggle. You don't have to announce yourself every time. Yeah, just come snuggle. You're the one who keeps getting up and down, Buster. There you go, lay down. You're the reason my lap keeps getting cold, because you keep getting up. Little Vader. Oh, back again, are you? Need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a Mord merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Blaze Wrigglers, you actually brought them! Really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Urianger's lecturing. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The Carers are truly fond of their wards, and would spare them that suffering. There is a way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you. Alize explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Next to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you think? Take a seat, and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
And this is why you do Ali or Caesar out second. Because, shit do be about to pop off. Gilliana, Ali's, eh? We have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone... We'll assign each areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. See no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. Scan your surroundings in search of Halric, and suddenly find yourself under attack.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
There it is!
Is that...
Oh no! Halric!
We have to run!
Oh, I'm sorry, did you maybe start to like this character?
No!
Did Alize have like a growing bond with this character? That's a bummer. She's fucking dead. What's that? You've been playing this expansion for a couple hours? Time to pop off.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother,
She's not just gonna die. No, that would be too kind of Squeenix. God, I don't like those sounds.
no, 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 no!
Forgive me, Alice.
Welcome to Shadowbringers, where no one's gonna have a good day. Good days aren't real. Friendship doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Kinliana. I tried to tell the other carers what happened, but can't be the shoulder they lean on, not like this. It's just so unfair. Esseline was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial, and she cared about that sort of thing. About giving the people the chance to say their goodbyes. Ulrich is as unresponsive as ever. Stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Alize. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them. To me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. It's too late, too slow. I thought I could protect you. Can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any better. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you'll forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course, just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tessline's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely that's a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. Damned light, building without cease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. What if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only a little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light. But how could you even hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I've gained here to hunt them. Forgive me, Kiliana. I couldn't stay there a moment longer. I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against the blight with kindness, I must fight in my own way, with steel. From Eorzea's sword in the darkness to Norvrent's sword in the light? Gods above, feels like an age ago now. Miss Alize, is there anything I can get you? You're swift as tomorrow. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Ugh, remind me to wear goggles if you ever fly over Amareng again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help me clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Thank you for seeking me out, Kiliana. It meant a lot to have you there at my side, and looking at Alfino, I'd say he's eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch and step back and see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, Let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Northrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Hollominster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we'd best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Pay no mind to the crazy Aurora riding on top of a Senator. It's from the future. This happens sometimes. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Quickly now, he says as he proceeds to saunter away slowly. I have to decide if I want to just use the trust system or if I want to solo. I'm going to solo because the trusts are still kind of slow because I won't be synced to unsynced level 90. I will solo as long as I can. Hollominster Switch just past these gates and through the woods. It is not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient! It seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like a weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelope the nearest living being, a reckless young swordsman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveilleurs, Captain Lena, and last but not least... Formidable group indeed. Into Hollominster Switch we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. You can complete the dungeons with NPCs, because no one wants to play online games with real people. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to continue to solo as long as we can. Minster Switch. So as we've seen, people and animals slayed by light or slayed by sin eaters become sin eaters. So we find ourselves amongst the wildlife and the people. Like I said, Shadowbringers just kind of turned it up to 11. You're playing for a couple hours, you gotta find the twins, everything, you know, you're learning about how things really suck here. And then they just kind of hurl you into this. A whole town under attack, and Tesleen was turned. In the opening cutscene, you see little bits of the Sin Eater that turned her. Yeah, so the Echo, the thing that makes us overpowered in unsync stuff, gets weaker with every 10 levels. So as you can see, I only have 96k health, as opposed to in Heavensward I think we had 200k, and in Stormblood we had, I think, 160k, so now we're down to 90. It's gonna get harder to solo things as we go along. Here we find fucker that killed Tesleen. Hutwing and all. Forgiven dissonance. If you have Alize in your party, she's not too happy. It's them. Gotta kick their ass. Here we find Tesleen herself. We have to put her to the sword. Tesleen the Forgiven. Tesleen has been defeated. Well, there's no way to speed up this second. Kill one pack, the next one spawns. Kill one pack, the next one spawns. Just run forward and get them all. Ooh, this might be questionable. I just realized that this guy has a chaining mechanic, but I think as long as I live, it'll be okay. We'll find out. If I die, then this was, you know, like I said, I would always try everything once. And if I can't beat it solo after that, then we'll do it with Pete. We'll probably trust for that, I guess, but... Yep, chain down. Well, let's see what happens. Gotta wait for his Aether sub to fill up, and I'm pretty sure it'll just release me once he's hit me. I don't think it's an insta-kill. If it's an insta-kill, then oops! Oh, it's just a couple of vuln. Oh, it's just 3 vuln stacks. Easy peasy. Damn, it's gonna hit me with it one more time. Too slow. The Light Warden has been defeated, but if what Linus says is true, the Light's going to latch on to the closest person and turn them into a Light. What now? Yucky.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Om nom nom. This is my light now.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Sky. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
People who have never seen the night sky.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the First.
Sounds like a glorious adventure.
On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well, then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. Single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Now, as for how we proceed from here... The villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely at the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. It is to be expected. Ileana, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary Warrior of Darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Yulmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Valthree responds to all of this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens. A joy you surely brought into being. Ah, and I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. It is my intention to share with our people the tale of the great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. The unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden, has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, all about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits, and to think that you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the pendants? Please let Bragi know that we're bringing a number of injured, and that any restoratives in the market need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. You already went through the village top to bottom, Alize. You should all take a chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't rest. Not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well, Kinliana. I shall be cross if you try and follow me. I promise to find you later, when I feel myself again. You and me then, shall we? I think I'm actually going to take a little bit of a stream break before raid. I think that's what we're going to call it. We trekked through Alfino and Alize's portions, got up through the first dungeon, and shit's not too good for the first, but hey look, night sky. Terrible weather, but night sky. But yeah, I've raid at 5 o'clock, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break from stream, eat some lunch, and then I'll be live again around 5. For getting murdered by a vampire slash bird vampire man. Should be a good time. Afterwards, I might do some more Berseria. I think that's where my heart's going. But we'll see. If I'm too tired, then I just will cut stream after raid. But 5 to 9. Hopefully see you there.